Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video I wanted to talk about major combat trophies, some changes made to them recently, and why they are so important. So let's get into it. So first, major combat trophies. Are they worth the effort? Yes, they absolutely are, and should be one of the main priorities of a new player. I often get many messages from newer players who have just recently hit 60, asking what gear they should farm to start doing mutations, or others asking me how I manage to solo farm the bosses I do with such little effort. Well, a big part of this is the trophies. They may not be as important as your gear, of course, but they absolutely should be on your priority list of to-do, for things you are going to want to maximize your character and to be a contributing member of any group. These trophies work much like any other trophy in the game. There are 3 tiers, and you can have one of each category in each of your homes. And before I inevitably get asked, no, you cannot stack them. For example, you can't have one tier 1 and one tier 2 and one tier 3 in the same house. What I mean is simply this: you are permitted one of each combat type, lost, corrupt, whatever, in each of your homes at any tier. So now that we know what they are and why they are so important, let's have a look at what we will need, where you will farm them, and how you will craft them, so you can get started on collecting these for yourself. So the first thing you will need is 3 of each minor trophy. To make these, you will require 75 furnishing skill and access to a tier 3 workshop. Once there, you will require 25 lumber, 20 steel ingots, 1 maple stain, and 25 motes, depending on the damage type you are making per trophy. Fire for wildlife, death for lost, soul for ancient, earth for angry earth, and life for corrupted. These trophies, when hung in your home, will grant you a 3% damage bonus to all damage against the creature type of the trophy anywhere in the game. So, with 1 in each of your homes, it is a total of 9% increased damage overall. These are also important to craft because they will be needed as a material for the next trophy tier. Next, we have the basic variant of these trophies. These are a little different. For these, you will need to have an epic artifact in your inventory in order to see the crafting recipe in your workshop. The artifacts are the wolf claws for the wildlife. These can be gathered by skinning wolves. Ectoplasmic Essence for Lost, gathered by killing level 36 plus Lost anywhere on the map. The Ancient Femur for Ancients, gathered by killing level 36 plus Ancients anywhere on the map. Bark Flesh for the Angry Earth, gathered by killing level 36 plus Angry Earth anywhere on the map. And the Corrupted Crests for the Corrupted, and you guessed it, gathered by killing level 36 Corrupted anywhere on the map. Once you have these, you will then need to head to your tier 4 workbench, and of course have 150 furnishing skill to get started. But once there, you will require 25 weirdwood, 20 star metal ingots, and 1 oak stain per trophy, and of course your minor trophies you had made earlier. And don't forget the artifacts. And once you have all of this, you will craft your basic combat trophies. These will provide you with a bonus damage to the selected enemy family of the trophy by 4%. But remember, only if it is hung in your home. And if you have 3 of them, 1 in each of your homes, you will then of course have 12% damage total. And finally, we get to the ultimate goal, the major combat trophies, the ones everyone will want to have eventually. To make these will take a little more effort than the previous tiers, but there is no big hurry, so take your time and enjoy the journey. So, to make these you will once again require artifacts in order to see the recipes in your workbench, but these artifacts will be much more difficult. Well, not difficult I wouldn't say, let's say much more time consuming to acquire. So, the ones you will need and where you will get them are, for the major wildlife trophies, you will need pristine bear claws. These ones won't be much trouble. You get them from simply skinning grizzly bears anywhere on the map. It is funny to me that the least useful of the combat trophies and the easiest to get is by far the coolest looking one when hung in your home. Now, before I go any further, just to save repeating the same information over and over and wasting your time, I will say now, they have made a nice change in the patch to the following artifacts. When you farm the bosses that drop them, you will now receive every kill a token version of the artifact you are farming. When you have collected 100 of these tokens, you can then take them to your workshop and combine them to create a complete artifact. Think of this like a sort of pity system, because these artifacts have a very low painful drop rate, and some people have yet to see any in thousands of kills. So this was added to at least make sure that if you have horrible luck, you will still get your trophies regardless in 300 kills. So keep that in mind as I tell you where you will be going to get the remaining artifacts. For the Lost Combat Trophy, you will need Ephemeral Seals. These you will farm from Mordecai the Mortician in Ebonscale Reach. This guy has a very short 2-minute respawn time, so I really recommend knocking this one out either first to get over it very quickly, or potentially save him for last if you're an easiest last kind of person. For the major Ancient Combat Trophy, you will require an Ancient Mandible. This of course drops from the Surgeon in Reekwater. This guy has a bit longer of a respawn timer, but on the other hand, drops some very nice loot, so he won't be so bad of a farm. For the major Angry Earth Combat Trophy, you will be wanting Glowing Sap. For this, you will be heading to Ebonscale Reach to farm Banes. Banes for many players is the most difficult. He takes forever to solo, not to mention you will need very good gear to do so, so I recommend doing this in a group, and his respawn time is quite long compared to the others, so finding a group to farm him for hours and hours will be a challenge. You may need to do this one a bit here and a bit there. And finally, the major Corrupt Combat Trophy. For this one, you will need the Corrupt Totems. To farm these, you will be going to the Shattered Mountain and farming Pit Lord Dehi. This one again is one of the easiest in my opinion, because he has a pretty short respawn timer, so with the new pity system, you'll have this done in no time. Okay, so now that you have all of these, now what? Well, now you will need to have 200 furnishing and head to a tier 5 workbench. Once there, you will require 25 ironwood planks, 20 orichalcum ingots, and 1 mahogany stain per trophy, and of course your basic trophy that you made earlier. And don't forget the artifact to craft each trophy. Once crafted though, you will receive the max trophy, which provides 5% damage bonus to the creatures of the family selected. And if you have one hung in each of your homes of the same type, you will get 15% more damage to that creature family. So not an insignificant amount of damage to justify the effort. So guys, that's all of them. So as you can see, you have some work to do. Getting these, however, even though it will take some doing, will very much be worth the effort. Simply adding to your looking for group message that you have all trophies will make you all the more desirable to take on expedition runs immediately. Not to mention how much they will improve your overall performance when you're there. When I first heard about the changes to the legendary artifact drops, I will admit I was worried. I initially thought they may be making it a little too easy. But after farming them in live, I will say, this is a great balance. You feel rewarded in a way every kill, but you don't complete them so fast that it takes away from the dopamine hit you get from actually getting a complete artifact drop. Okay guys, well I hope this will help some of the newer players, both with improving your damage and as a guide on what to do next while building your green fresh 60. And as always guys, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.